Hello and welcome back. Welcome to the box room. I have been to the basement. I have indeed. And I found, I put some things in my pockets. Now here is something. I have no idea what it is. And as you all know, or if you don't know, you will know. I am not a great fan of Geos. Never have been. So when I find a cartridge that says, for use with Geos only, I'm like, great. What could that be? Now it's funny, because somewhere up here, oh yeah, I have a whole disc box of all kinds of Geos things I've never looked at, and if all goes well, I never will. But you never know. I did find another cartridge for the 64, Simon's Basic. Now, as this 64, what is that? Is still working away. There. Simon's Basic is still working away on this disc checking thing. Oh, and I'm on the air. Hello, on there. I'll set this over here. I'll put it with some other cartridges. And I'll see. Now, here's one I do hope to try out at some point. And it is called Clowns. And I remember it a little bit. I think it maybe needs paddles, but I'm not sure. But I have some paddles around here, and I need to test them. So, I'll put that over here. So at some point, I can test it out. By the way, Commodore cartridges are also a good way to test memory things. If you're not sure, like if your 64 comes up okay, but things are weird, if you put in one of the Commodore cartridges, the game cartridge things, if the screen looks funny, as in not as it's supposed to, not hilarious, and that means there could be a RAM thing in there. This I learned at the World of Commodore years ago from a fellow, and I don't remember. He mentioned some specific cartridges, but basically Commodore game cartridges are very good at showing up things with RAM that are troubled. They are. Anyway, so what else did I find in the basement? Well, I found this box. The Canadian Micro Distributors Limited. 2. Handle. Fragile. It says made in Canada. Milton Micro Manufacturer. It says fragile. It says soft ROM. But when I open it up, not surprising after 40 some years, it is different. It is a batteries included. Oh, here we go. Batteries included. RS-232 adapter for, I'm assuming, the 64, maybe also for the VIC. Let me think. RS-232 interface, copyright 1984. And has a reset switch on it. I am not going to connect this at this moment. Why? Well, the 64 is busy. But this would have been used for connecting a modem, such as a Hey Smart modem, other such things. Oh, here it is. RS-232 interface with reset button, batteries included. Connects RS-232 devices to the Commodore 64 computer. DB25S connector for quick, rugged, reliable hookup. Used with printers, modems, plotters, all necessary signal and voltage conversions. Reset button allows complete computer reset. Saves wear and tear on main power switch. Yes, it does. It's actually, reset is a good thing. Every time you turn, say, like a light bulb or anything, anytime you turn something off and then turn it back on, whatever, there is what is called inrush current. And it is much better to have something that can gently reset. Which is why, of course, I believe Bill Hurd fought to have a reset switch on the 128. Let's see, it gives a rundown of the pins to convert data terminal to data set mode. Jumpers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 20. What? There are jumpers? Oh, okay. So here we have, okay, on the board, what it's just making reference to is, if you see those little pads just underneath the connector, that things, anyway, what they can be is they can be cut to adapt things. And when some, I guess you could if you felt like it, if you didn't want to cut them. By the way, they can be fixed again by resoldering over the cut. I suppose somebody could install pins and have little jumpers. Anyway, I will put this back in here. And how this ended up in this little box, soft ROM, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'll put it down here with things to be tested. Endlessly things to be tested. Oh, I suppose this cartridge. Oh no, I know what I'm going to do with that. The GEOS cartridge. I'll put it up with the GEOS thing. This is continuing to function. Anyway, another thing I found down there was a book. Hands-on Basic with a Pet. Herbert D. Peckham was the author. And there was all kinds of things in here. Oh, you could write in there. What will happen if we run a program? Hands-on Basic. How does it start? Pet computer in Basic. What is Basic? Where did Basic originate? What is a pet? How to begin? Getting acquainted with a pet. Cool. Well, I'll take this down to the pet room. Oh, here's a handy thing. It's on a graphic. Don't use the L for a 1. You see, in the old days of typing, they sometimes did say, oh, just use the L. It's okay. But that will not work in the world of Commodore. It will not. Anyway. Lovely book. Lovely, lovely book. Maybe I can set it up here without causing too much commotion. There are more things, and it's funny how things work out. Here is a disc box. 3M. Double-sided, double-density, soft sector. Box of 10 5¼ inch discs. 133 millimeters. And it's in French. And when I opened this up, I did indeed see discs that appear to be unused, even inside disc labels. Probably Write Protect stickers as well. Write Protect stickers are good for putting on EEPROMs. How many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10. And it's funny because they are very similar to the disc that I have been using to test this drive and other things. Anyway, I will probably run them through, see about formatting them, testing them, using them to copy things. Hang on here. What do we have here? We have the American Challenge. What is this for? The American Challenge. Sailing. A sailing simulation for the Commodore 64 128, which means, of course, the Commodore 64 in 128 mode. Now, there's just one thing that I can see. It looks like the manual. It looks like important. Read this reference booklet before consulting the enclosed manual. It does seem, unless they are some sort of magician. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. There's more stuff here. I'm saying the disc is not here. Oh, and you know what? Indeed. The disc is not here. Let me check the other end. It's funny, it's a very simple thing. but the disc is not here. Now, there's also this funny thing here that makes it look like maybe it was a cartridge. Or maybe it partly was. Oh, cassette will soon be a hit single. Win back the cup and turd. Okay, so it was a tape. Imagine. So what do we have in this thing? Well, I suspect we have the typical things about other products from Mindscape. Indeed. Pop and Wrestle. Infiltrator. Spell of Destruction. What is this? Make a favorite child star. Make a favorite child star. Give personalized storybooks. Ooh, cool. Another promotional thing from Mindscape. What else do we have here? A Mindscape? Probably. Come on. Oh, yeah. Ah! Excuse me. Limited warranty. Please fill out this card and mail today. Obviously, I may have missed the boat on that. Backup program certificate. Aha. So this would be to put me on file in case something goes wrong. What is this? A chance to win free software. Ooh. Fill out the survey. That is, it's funny. Surveys. People always want surveys. They don't know what people are thinking because they can't figure it out for themselves. So, they put out surveys. Does anybody actually win? I don't know. Well, I will put all this original documentation, not documentation, but paperwork back in here. And I will put, does this thing fit in here? No. Okay, I'm going to put this book here into the middle here. And then this big thing, I'll stick in the front. And who knows? I mean, everyone says, oh yeah, gotta save the box, save the box, save the box. There may be somebody out there who is interested, who may have the tape, who may not have this, who may need this. I will put it up there. Now here is something. It is a TechSketch light pen. LPS light pen for the Commodore 64. Paint and sketch level 1 included. I have never used this. I do not remember this. I remember hearing of it. I remember once. Apparently it needs to work on a color monitor. And at one point, when I was working in Electronics 2001, this fellow came in very indignant and pissed off, and there was a store policy of no refunds. But somebody had managed to sell this fellow a light pen. Well, here's little warranty cards. A light pen, even though he had told them that he had a monochrome monitor, and apparently whatever it was that he got did not work on a monochrome monitor, and he was somewhat indignant. But the manager of the store at the time, who was Meyer Toole, was quite a brilliant fellow, and because I ended up handling this, I went back and I said, this fellow would like his money back, and here's why. And he said, I think we should give him his money back. And he did. Anyway, here is the instruction book. It is, and it is not, well, it's like about 8 pages. Okay, anyway, I'll put it back in here. Now, also in here is the light pen, which I have never seen. Anyway, it has a joystick connector, has a little button on the side, maybe like a fire button, and you can poke at the screen. I have not used this. I can't do it right now, but I should be able to, assuming the disc works, because the disc is right here. At least I think it is. Yes. Paint and Sketch 1 for the Commodore 64 from TechSketch Inc. So, at some point, you'll have a look at that. Now, when I get this thing back in here, maybe I can. I would like to think so. And there, it goes back in. So of course I'll put that down here amongst the ever-growing pile of things that need to be tested. Now the next things, these are funky, and I'm not sure who made them, but they are overlays for the keyboard for Paperclip, the consultant, and the manager, maybe. Oh, Leroy's cheat sheet keyboard overlay for the Commodore 64. So the idea was, for these is, oh, that's not really showing up nicely, is you cut them out, and then they fit over the keyboard, and they show you things that you would need access to. And other things that maybe don't fit into that, they put in the middle of where you would cut out. Now, I don't think, no, these are not perforated. So, cutting them out would be challenging without screwing it up. Yes, paperclip. Got all the disk controls, disk commands, output, miscellaneous. So it would sit like right over there. So everything, lots of stuff, is right at your disposal, and it fits right over the keyboard. And then the stuff that you would cut out of the middle, well, part of it is other things, and I'm not sure. Maybe you just keep that handy. It looked like on some of this, which on the consultant, no, other things you just keep handy. Okay, on this one for the manager, it looks like there was other things you keep handy, but also a thing that you could cut out and put over the function keys, which looks similar but different. Anyway, these are uncut. They are laminated, and I'm sure somebody put a whole lot of work into them. I will try and keep them safe, as they are now vintage. Now here's something, it's not computer related, but look, it's a program or something for a chorus line, or it's pictures from a chorus line. A New York Shakespeare Festival production in association with Plum Productions. Copyright by the New York Shakespeare Festival. And there are pictures of things. Joseph Happ presents a chorus line. What does this say? Conceived, choreographed, and directed by Michael Bennett. I wonder. I would figure that's him, but I don't know. I really don't know. And how did I come to have this? I don't know. Here, this is kind of a cool picture of people on the stage in kind of like newspaper kind of printy stuff. It's just, yes, kind of pixelated. What else do we have? Oh, lots of stuff. Text stuff. We don't need to read all that. Now, when I'm trying to, oh, there might be. Oh, looky. It folds out in the middle. Wow. I guess it has a lot of the main cast here. Looking in sort of dance-y-ish sort of stuff. This is easier to show and maybe more interesting. The cover of the supposed kind of centerfold of people. And I'm not sure if I've got them all in there or not. Oh, there they all are. Ta-da! Now, I'm trying to figure out when was this from. And the answer is, I don't know. You would think somewhere on here it would have some mention of a year. Oh, okay. No. Okay, there's a rundown of the New York Shakespeare Festival, 1954 to 1980. So maybe... Oh. A chorus line becomes the longest running show on Broadway. Festival unveils its dusted-off version of Gilbert and Sullivan's The Pirates of Penzance in Central Park. So maybe this is around 1980, although it does make reference to 81. It does. There is a funky, mesmerizing sort of scene picture there. A chorus line. So that is a funky program, which I think I will preserve and put up there. Now here, something quite different. On the track of Sasquatch. Encounters with Bigfoot from California to Canada, 1980s edition by John Green. And this is a rather fascinating thing because, of course, many people have seen and said, oh yes, it was this creature. And there's this famous film. There is. And I know the guy who shot it is long dead, but apparently he insisted it was. And then there's footprints. And on the back, maybe that's the author, there's him with some of the big footprints, or the clay plaster molds of footprints of things, of stuff. Indeed. And of course there are some hoax people out there, but they do say that there could be these creatures that live in the mountains, away from people. Who knows? Who knows? Sasquatch caught. Well, I'll have to look into this further at some point. Oh, it mentions British Columbia. Sighting and track reports in British Columbia. The map in this book are intended only to give a general impression of the number and location of Sasquatch reports known to the author. Locations are plotted as accurately as possible, but in many cases no precise location is known, and in others there are too many reports in the same locality to place them all correctly. Concentrations of reports along roads and water routes should not be taken to indicate that the Sasquatch are concentrated there, but rather that there are people there to see them. In British Columbia, in no particular... I lost my place. British Columbia, in particular, humans occupy only a very small percentage of the total area, while there are literally hundreds of thousands of square miles of mountains that are totally uninhabited and largely unvisited. To a lesser extent, the same is true of the western parts of Washington, Oregon, and Montana, and of northern California and Idaho. Anyway, this picture I know from the front of this is from that famous film. This guy was on his horse and he was filming, and then he got knocked off the horse, and he picked up the camera, and there was the supposed Sasquatch walking away. Anyway, interesting. Now, how do I have that? I have no clue. And finally, I found a Life magazine. And who is on the front? Richard Nixon. And what is on the back? Ooh, an ad for... Why? Oh, Coca-Cola. Anyway, in here, it says, The Stories I Kept to Myself. Great Crisis in My Career, Part 1, The Famous Fund. The handwriting on the wall seemed to say, Dick Nixon is through. Eisenhower's top advisor told me to submit my resignation. I decided I had to do everything within my power to stay on the ticket with honor. Interesting. So one of the things about these magazines, it's kind of cool, are the ads. Like here's an ad for Senka. All new Senka coffee. Are they still even making Senka? I don't know. Here's a major toothpaste event since fluoride. Now, Ipana has hexafluoride. I have no clue what that is, or if it's still around. And let's see. Off to battle aboard elephants. On the gently heaving backs of 4 bull elephants, a Vietnamese army patrol starts out into the hilly jungles of central South Vietnam, their weapons at the ready. For generations, warriors in the region rode to battle this way, and both the government and their enemies still use the huge beasts. A man on foot can cover not much more than 3 miles a day through the dense undergrowth, and an elephant can do 4 times that. But the archaic scene belies the true nature of Vietnam's savage war. Somewhere ahead of the elephant patrol, the odds are strong that enemy guerrillas with deadly modern arms wait in ambush. For pictures of this conflict and a report on U.S. participation in it, see pages 36 to 45. Interesting. Okay, so here we have, this is March 16th, 1962, story of the week. Oh, okay. I think it's the Vietnam stuff. Photographic essay, a wonderful house to live in. Russell Wright's 11-level home, photographed by life. Article of the week. Oh, it's Richard Nixon. Well, oh my. As I say, the ads are something. Look at that Cadillac. That is something. It's Cadillac magnificence. Once a man has driven a new Cadillac, it is difficult for him to find contentment at the wheel of any other motor car. I don't even know what that is. Cadillac, or that's tiny print. Motor Car Division, General Motor Corporation. Oh, the 62 convertible jeweled V and crest created in emerald and diamonds by Harry Winston. Interesting. Oh yes, ads for pens and carnation, probably non-fat dry milk. Costs only 2.5 cents a serving. Okay, what else is in here? Oh, there's an ad for some sort of alcohol. Hublin. Oh my. Good. My word, for the times, can you imagine? I dreamed I stopped them in their tracks in my maiden form bra. New sweet music. Bra by Maiden Form. Spoke stitch cups for gently rounded contours. The new naturally you way to look. Snug feeling. All elastic band. Keeps you comfortable. Laminated undercups. Never let you down. This and 6 other styles from $2.50. And it looks to me like rather they're kind of the torpedo bras of the 60s. This thing, now you can forget all your old ideas about frozen orange juice. I don't know what that has. Oh, okay. What is this? Is this a card? No, I guess it was. snow crop. Anyway, I'll have to look through this further. But not at this juncture. Perhaps I will leave you, if I can, with a shot of this model woman stopping them in their tracks with her magnificent brassiere. Who would have thunk it? And there, of course, is a train in the background. Anyway, and then, of course, there's Richard Nixon. There he is. I believe what he's about to talk about in this thing is the time when he talked about that they got a dog as a pet. I think his name was Checkers. And we're keeping the dog, I believe he said. Anyway. All kinds of interesting things to explore in here. And I will. But for the moment, I will take Dick Nixon, put him up there. And is there anything else? There is not at this second. Either way, I did look, and apparently coins can be cleaned safely. This is my Eaton's Auto Club coins, supposedly using a combination of one thing I already have, which is alcohol, isopropyl, and salt. Have I tried this? I have not, but perhaps I will. Anyway, there's always more things to try. Excuse, always more things to do. And, of course, I need to go back to the basement, where I'm trying to tidy up, but also find things as I do this. So this is still chugging along. Almost done, but not there yet. It's on track 35. Well, that's good. I'm still baffled by the power supply. I'm still baffled by the disc. But, you know, some things are just baffling. Alright. I think it might be time to eat and maybe copy some things off and do a little uploading and look for more things in the basement. And let's see. Can I do this safely? Here is another it's part of my 1967 calendar. This is April of 1967, and it is from a favorite magazine, which is supposedly entertainment for men, but it's entertainment for people. And there is a woman, I believe, of Asian heritage. And does it say something about her? Through April's rain, indoors, we all. Oh, through April's rain, indoors, we all. Oh, it looks like more than that. Lol. Anyway, enchanted by our China doll. We'd stay indoors all year, it's certain, if Miss Lee drew the bamboo curtain. Ha ha ha. How worldly. Or how, anyway, you know, actually it's strange because many pictures from these such magazines, people are often wearing something. But this one is not that way. For example, I'm going to flip back a page. And, well, this lady, it's funny, when I got to my grade 7 and 8 school, there was a librarian there, and her name was Miss Collins. And the word going around was that Miss Collins had been um, in Playboy. But, it would have been, let's see. You know what? There's no way it would have been. Anyway, Joe Collins, our March Minx in Mink, proves that she is in the pink. So we confess we'd have preferred to have our visitor deferred. Anyway, she's sort of holding a fur coat of sorts. Just a moment here. Yeah, anyway, as I have found over the years, oh, well, I could be wrong in that. Maybe it's in the later years of such magazines that people are more so covered in something or another. Oh, my hand is very much in the way here. I don't know how to do this because of course, no, that won't work. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Oh, well, I suppose I can take this little wee remote control and place it across here. And indeed, this model person is pretty much not wearing anything. Oh, look, we have no bad blocks, but on a swing and in a lovely sort of place. It's funny though, the picture is rather not focused. Anyway, these were the days of more tasteful things. What is this? I don't know what this is. I don't even know what language it's in. I've never looked at the back of this. I'd have to figure this out. I don't know what it is. It is writing. Interesting. Anyway, so this drive seems to be working again with this different power supply, which sent it all crazy at the beginning. It did. So I think that is enough for this moment. As I keep saying, I really need to tidy up in here. I'm running out of places to put things. And I do want to plug in these modems and see what's what. Alright, monitor off. We'll go off the air. And, you know what? I've got this thing here. I know I showed it before. Oh. I use it to keep my microphones charged. But that location over there is not working for me. So, and this thing, it goes up to, you can charge it, and like the microphones don't take much power at all. So I think I'm going to keep it closer at hand so I can get at things quicker and easier. I think. All right. Well, that is enough for now. I think it is time to dine and charge and upload and dine. So, oh, and clean these. I'll try one of these coins. Let's see. So keep your stick on the ice. Next thing on this coin thing, I guess I have to figure out what am I going to put this in to clean. I don't know. I don't think I want to put it in the bowl that I eat from. Maybe I can. Oh, I think I have an idea. Anyway, we'll talk more about that perhaps the next time we meet. Bye for now.